Now, today, sports massage is probably one of the fastest growing segments of our industry, just because athletics, both on the high school as well as professional levels, are growing so quickly, and us being in Texas, things like football, baseball, basketball, these are all very big for us in our little local culture here. Houston being one of the few cities in the country with all the major sports teams represented, as well as representation of high school football, basketball. Swimming is really big out here as well. So, you guys can really go to and have an opportunity to work with any type of athlete you want, should you want to pursue that avenue. Now, sports massage in and of itself should sound kind of self-explanatory to a lot of you guys, but Vanessa, for example, what do you kind of think of when you hear the term sports massage? What comes to mind?
Doing work on athletes.
Doing work on athletes. Okay. Anything else?
No.
And that's okay. A lot of people, that's all they think of. They think of these big name guys, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, things like that, and that's great. But sports massage actually is a much larger avenue of our industry. All right. Let's think of, anyone ever heard the term weekend warrior? Have you ever heard that term, Vanessa?
Yes.
What is a weekend warrior?
Somebody who goes out and hits it hard doing camping or hunting or hiking.
Here in our society, Houston is the 4th largest city in the country. And because of that, we have a huge business background. We have people, big executives, people who work long, stressful weeks. And on the weekends or when they have some time off, they like to get physical activities in. This is a big stress reliever, so a lot of them go hiking. A lot of them hit a lot of the gyms, 24-hour fitness, LA Fitness, things like that. So they'll work out pretty hard both in the evenings as well as on the weekends. And these are what we refer to as weekend warriors. Now, tell me a little about this. You guys have been sitting in school now for a couple of weeks. You sit in these chairs for pretty long hours, which can be a little difficult for some of us, especially if we're used to a little bit more physical activity. We walk around, we move around. A lot of you may have had retail positions where you're up on your feet and walking around a lot. Is it a little more difficult now that you've been sitting down in a chair for 4 to 6 hours a day, sometimes even longer when you're studying? Have you noticed that maybe your joints are a little sore, your hips, your ankles? Any change? What do you think? What have you noticed, Vanessa?
Stiff, my back stiff.
Yeah, a little stiff, right? Because your body has to reacclimate to the new change of environment. Basically, you've gone from being a little more active, moving around, to sitting in a sitting in a chair for long hours a day. Well, a lot of these weekend warrior guys and gals, they're kind of the exact opposite. They may sit in an office for 6, 8, 10 hours a day, some of them even longer, if they have long corporate positions. All of a sudden they get up, they start moving. Well, their bodies don't really like that, okay? Our bodies like normalcy. They like things to be the same. They try to acclimate themselves to whatever condition or environment, so we keep changing the environment. This is when we start having issues with stiff muscles, sore joints, and any number of other things that we've covered in some of your anatomy classes and other things like that. So sports massage is huge for these guys and gals. All right, we recently just had the MS-150. Anybody ever heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
What's the MS-150?
It's a bike ride, I think, for
multiple sclerosis society. Yes. Absolutely. It's a big bike ride from here to Austin. And I personally have several of my clients who ride it every single year. And of course, during those times, they're going to train a lot harder. So they might be doing 20, 30, 40 miles every weekend on their bike, getting used to that. So think of it as an opportunity to help different types of athletes at different levels of their athletic performance. Okay, so that's really what we want to talk about as sports massage in general. What we're going to cover over the next few days in this module is how to help each individual type of athlete, what some of their problems are, what some of the things that we can help them as massage therapists, and of course some of our limitations as well. All right, so if we want to start separating it out, we can go into, of course, there's football. Great state of Texas. Everyone loves our football, of course, from Pee-wee football all the way up to NFL. What are some other sports that we see? Well, we'll probably see a lot of as massage therapists within these categories that we've already discussed.
Swimming, basketball.
All right, there's basketball. All right.
Baseball.
Baseball. All right. Anything else? Anything else unique? How about soccer? Probably spelled wrong. Great speller, but soccer, we all know what that is, right? European football. Now, what else? Any other unique things? How about some weightlifting? Now, are we going to treat all of these different people the same when they get on our tables?
No.
Why not?
Well, because they use different parts of their bodies.
Yeah, they use different parts of their bodies. They go at different angles. They have some
Train differently.
They train differently, exactly. So, our responsibility as medical professionals, as massage therapists, is basically to help each of these individual athletes improve their performance. All right, and that's where sports massage comes in. All right, sports massage is basically any type of massage that is designed to improve performance, or recovery time. Now, over the next few weeks, we're going to be covering basically how all of these things are covered. Pardon me, how we as massage therapists can interact with the athletes. We're going to go over a history of sports massage. All right? In fact, a lot of sports massage back in the day when we first came to know it as Swedish massage, you guys maybe learned this in some of the history of your other classes, was actually designed to help athletes, both for example, the Greek Olympians. Massage was used widely by the Greeks and the Romans to help their athletes, their warriors, to train to be stronger so they could defend their homelands. All right, so we're going to talk about a little bit of that history. We're going to talk about the differences between regular massage for relaxation purposes and how we can help today's athletes who use all types of different options to train, as well as supplement their athletic performance. We're going to talk about a little bit of the differences between Swedish massage and sports massage. Okay? Now, just right offhand, without going too far into it, what might be some of the differences between Swedish massage, as most of you have come to learn it, and sports massage from what we're talking about? What are some of the differences that might occur?
It's more up-tempo.
More up-tempo, okay? We don't want to put these athletes to sleep. If they're going to be right before a big game, a big race, a big match, something, how detrimental could it be to their performance if we were to relax them and put them in a state of almost catatonic state where they want to go to sleep and, oh, you know what, forget all that stuff. Let me just curl up under a warm blanket, right? We definitely don't want to do that. So it's more of an invigorating massage. We want to wake them up. We want to get those muscles loose and relaxed and basically in a state of heightened readiness is what we call it. Okay? So very good, very good. Let's see. We'll talk about the use of sports massage in a spa setting. Okay, spas nowadays we see everything from one of the places that I used to consult with was a place called Lifetime Fitness. Some of you guys might have memberships. You might at least know what it is. They have a huge belief in massage and what it can do for their membership. In fact, it's actually about a half of what they call their life spa services, is they promote massage to work directly with their personal training team. Okay? So they see the benefit to their clientele using massage services to enhance what they call their healthier way of life. Or in other words, they want their membership to feel better about working out, and of course they realize that one of the best ways to do that besides eating healthy and working out often is to massage so that they can increase their performance and their recovery times. Okay? Now these are things that all of you guys are going to see both in this module as well as real world application when we get out. Now I know Vanessa, you had kind of mentioned a little bit earlier to me that you were interested in working with some sports massage, and this is a module you were pretty excited about being a part of. Why, what is it about massage, what it is about sports massage that excites you so much about being a part of it?
The high energy.
The high energy. Okay. Anything else?
Just like working with the athletes.
Okay. Now, a lot of you guys are going to be very similar to myself. Okay. I'm more of a medical Western type practitioner. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with Eastern styles or energy work or things of that nature. There's so many different styles and types of massage out there. But myself personally, this is my bread and butter in my career. This is what I've basically made my success on, is working with athletes, working with sports massage, and working with medical massage and things of that nature to help people. Now, one of the things that I've always loved about it, like what Vanessa said, is the high energy. Okay? About, I would say probably 80 to 85% of my clients get on my table and they talk the whole time. Now, that's not to sit there and say that we should talk to all of our clients. We know that, of course, during Swedish massage, it's very important to give the client what they need in order to relax. But with sports massage, it gives you a unique opportunity to really get to know your client on a more personal level. Okay? You can know more about their hobbies. You can know more about their physical activities, about their health. Now, this is a huge responsibility for us, but it's also something that will allow us to give them what they need. Okay? To tailor that massage specifically if they're a football player. Now, are all football players going to be treated the same way?
No.
Absolutely not. Okay, those of you who know a little bit about football or baseball, you know, there's different positions. And within those positions are unique skills that not only do they train for, but unique skills that can cause different unique injuries. Now, sports massage is also something that we can do for that. For example, a quarterback, someone who throws, someone who has to have that range of motion in both their arms, their hips, because they sometimes have to move quickly in either direction to avoid getting sacked, which anyone who's ever played quarterback knows is not fun. Okay? It's going to be completely different from someone who, say, is a linebacker. Okay? Someone who stays in a very crouched position very, very often. Someone who may end up having some back problems, who may have issues with the hamstrings or the quadriceps from having to push off at an increased rate of speed and basically pushing up against another 350-pound guy, which is basically like trying to hit a minivan coming at you. Okay? So all of these things are very, very unique. So one of the things that's going to be very important if you want to get into sports massage is learning about the type of athletes and the type of individuals you want to work with. You can know everything in the world about working on baseball or basketball players. Every position, every exercise that they use, everything that they do in their training. But when you have a football player walk in and get on your table, only a small percentage of that information is going to be transferable to tailoring that massage to his needs. And that's why it's very, very important that should we decide to go into this modality as a focus point in our careers, that we really learn the games, learn the positions, learn what these people do. And that way we can know what we need to do to improve their performance and aid in their recovery time. Okay? Any questions thus far?
Nope, I think that's good, actually.
Oh, awesome.
All right.